We are about a quarter of the way through BCS, so Busho Championship Series 25-26. And let's just take a look at the results. We have the official Vanguard page now, literally displaying every single deck list that is played by every single person at the venue. You know, this is the new technology. Let's have a look. I know that NA had 3 events. EU only had 1, and then I think Asia had 2, but we'll go through all of them and just kind of see how the standard meta and I guess the premium landscape is kind of going about, right? So this is Rosemont, Illinois. So this is the first, and surprisingly, because a lot of the other years, Rosemont was like mid to the end of the season. So they decided to place this at the start. So first place was Alan playing Heartlaroo. Second was BB playing Virgila, and Nirvana Vista playing Blangmeyer coming third place, all netting themselves an invite to the World Finals come May next year. So that's pretty cool. I guess we'll just load some of these decks and just kind of see what's what. I think a lot of the Heartlaroo lists are very similar. The only things are like the flex slots, right? So like 1 Tiskar here playing Affiliate Engine with 2 Avarice. And then, yeah, Twin Cast, 2 Restand Heals, which is quite necessary in this metagame at the moment because pretty much every deck restands, right? And then we also have Virgila once it loads. So Virgila, so this one is, yeah, I guess like again, a lot of the flex slots are what we're looking at. So this one plays the 1 Scythe Girl, so N-Wing, 1 Variance Ray, 1 Flare Cosmore, 1 Summit Flare, and then playing 4 Shenri, and yeah, pretty much all the good stuff, right? Like Defending Raw, Twin Cast, and 1 of each of the orders, and only playing 1 Restand Heal. So yeah, I think the deck is actually really, really good. Very straightforward, very consistent, very tanky. You know, it just does what it does. And then Blangmeyer coming third, which is pretty cool. So yeah, pretty maxed out, nearly maxed out Blangmeyer. So this player played the Ace unit along with 3 Tiskars. Wow, okay, 3 Tiskars, 2 Netherworld Butcher. This is actually really good. Against Virgila, you pretty much just lock out 15k shield. If they put double Ezreal in the front row, you just lock out 30k shield. Really good into Eva as well. So yeah, that's pretty cool. But otherwise, double order and 1 of the order searches, but no affiliates. So I'm actually quite interested as to how the game progresses, because like a lot of the decks that are in the top 8 placings were very aggressive, so I'm not sure how the Blangmeyer is able to recoup hand, but then again, you know, this player came third, so congrats to them. But yeah, pretty much all of the other decks are there, so feel free to have a look at them. They are available on the official Vanguard page. Then looking at Mexico, sorry, I jumped ahead. So Illinois did have premium as well, so let's have a look at that. So first place was Josh playing Shadow Paladin, and if I'm not mistaken, should be Raging Form. Yep, so Raging Form Dragon playing 2 of the reverse, the 1/1 Abyss Legion combo, which is, I guess it's alright. I don't know if you get to that late of a game for it to matter, but you know, it's pretty cool inclusion. 2 Honolys, 1 Darkbond Trumpeter to essentially chain to get your Revenger trigger to call out and then essentially satisfy your Revenger names, right? This player also played the purple OT. Now, I don't know if this is correct, because if you take yourself out of Limit Break 4, it just feels really bad. But then again, you know, it's good because then the deck can be tanky and, you know, you just kind of roll with it, right? Everything else is like pretty normal, stock standard stuff. Playing draw PGs, and then the 1 Elementaria Sancta 2. Then second, Gershon. This guy's an absolute beast. Just picks up a deck out of his cupboard and just does what he does, right? So Mythiarch, Gridora, still a good deck. Playing Antlion, yeah. Mythic Chad, the little boy here, yeah. Pretty good stuff. Playing the Neon Geezer so that you have access to Megiddo, yeah, it's just really straightforward. I'm actually unsure of how good it actually is, because a lot of decks now, if you are playing Grand Blue, right, this deck auto wins Grand Blue most of the time. But it's really hard, especially because Optorandus is such an expensive cost. But I guess if you're playing 3 Optorandus, followed up after a Gridora, maybe your opponent's like tempo just dies off. But yeah, you know, again, Mythiarch, still a good deck. And then third place was Ty Smith coming in with Eradicator. So this one is the Jump Erads. So I think this is a really good call. So if you're playing against loops or anything that is like super degenerate, you want to play quick. You want to play quick, you want to just bash them in the face, and then, yeah, you know, they can't really do anything, right? Another thing that you can do is to essentially dodge the 5 crit attacks by replacing your Vanguard somehow. But I guess if your opponent uses Bracing Angel Light, it doesn't really matter. But essentially, you just jump with Zutan and what's this guy's name? Hisen into EDD, and then you ride into Sweep, get more excels, yada yada. And then, yeah, you just go Exterminate, blow up your opponent's front row, get like super big power, just rush your opponent to death, and they literally can't do anything against you. So yeah, Erad's still good deck, still just, you know, bash his face, and your opponent can't really do anything. Then now we're jumping to Mexico. So first place was Vaserug. So Vaserug is like a really deck compressing deck. Pretty much it deck compresses to the point that you're like never, well, I wouldn't say never, but very unlikely to not hit triggers. So yeah, Vaserug, very cool, coming first place. I know that we saw Vaserug in WGP as well, coming first place in Singapore. So yeah, very cool to see. 4 of the back row attackers, 4 Wolf, 4 of the new grade 1, which is actually insane, 6 Birds, playing 3 draws, 8 crit, 2 of the yellow orders. I think this yellow orders is insane. I think this this order should actually be way higher. But then again, you know, this kind of covers it, and then playing 2 of the Fluctuate Buster Barrage to essentially grab the Mr. Stitch from the drop zone, essentially guard, and then you recycle them back to the bottom of deck, and then go on with the game. So yeah, Vaserug, very cool. Bow Wow, also playing Heartlaroo. Just want to see what text this player's playing. 1 Tiskar, 2 Avarice, 3 Filia, just like the previous list, 2 Restand Heals. Nothing too crazy there. And Diego Sibilt playing Bavsagra. So yeah, Bavsagra is still good until tomorrow. Tomorrow, that's it. Bavsagra is gone. No Trickman of 1, Drag Vader, Choice Restrict with Bavsagra, and Veilord to 1. Like, surely this deck is dead, right? But yeah, this is the last you'll see it. 4 Trick Moon, 1 Veilord, double Samadhi. Double Samadhi with double Kakshanti. And yeah, just all the good stuff, right? Like everything else. Weapon of choice, 2 shields, 2 swords, 1 mace, and yeah, just very straightforward stuff. Very good list. Then Mexico also had premium as well. So first place was Nubatama. So Nubatama got real badly hit by the crest restriction. But you know, this player didn't care. Plays Zanki, which is exactly the same. Well, not exactly the same, but like kind of like an equivalent ride to Oboro. You obviously just don't get the History Collection stride. You get into Seizui into Zanki, and you know, you still have your good restanders in Furai. Not playing Sekai to be able to draw, but pretty much everything else is good because all of your strides are really strong. For Renee, you know, Buster stride. So yeah, that came first. And then second was Narukami again. So Narukami just seems to be like a deck that I guess is, you know, performing, right? This is a different build. So this one, it plays Dungari, the Dungari package. This Sharaf is anti-Fenrir, and it's so good. This card is a must include in Narukami. Maybe other than jump erads, but a lot of like stable erads, just play this and then your Fenrir matchup is donezo. Like you don't even need to worry about it. And then Bow Wow also coming third place again, and if I'm not mistaken, yeah, this is the most degenerate deck, one of the most degenerate decks at the moment. Essentially, Magnolia Loop. So essentially there's multiple different loops in this deck that allows you to essentially have infinite power. And the infinite power comes from the cabbage. So the cabbage is able to cycle through with a series of other cards in the deck to essentially make it so that any rearguard that gets placed by a card ability gains infinite power, right? Because you just keep looping again and you declare it that it's infinite. And then this grade 3 essentially provides you the cost to be able to discard for other cards in the deck, like Greed Shade, Negrabone, just so diverse because you essentially play this, but I think there's another variant that plays the Bullet Seed Blitz Order, so that works too. And then pretty much the enabler of all of it is Banaspati. Banaspati essentially calls 2 units because your Vanguard will be grade 4 with the Magnolia name. So you call 2 different units, and yeah, there's like multiple loops, and essentially you stack your deck with Quincy. So you bring back the OT, you put it to the bottom of the deck, and you naturally stack it, right? Like red OT, Negrabone, crit, yada yada. You still have Flanger to essentially say your opponent can't guard this attack. And infinite power with not being able to Sentinel is absolutely gross. So yeah, that is what the deck does. And it does it very quickly because of Skeleton Navigator. Skeleton Navigator essentially gets you to the bottom of the deck, to the state where you need to be able to infinite loop. So yeah, that's pretty much how it is. This deck absolutely needs to get banned. Yeah, absolutely disgusting. Fenrir, shout this. There's a few other loops. GB8 loop, well, it's not really a loop, but Nia Linear, the Keta Force Draw must be out of here, right? And yeah, I think 4th place was Shout. Yeah, respect to this guy, hell yeah. Shout's a cool deck, but it needs to get banned, sorry. But yeah, glad you enjoyed playing it. Then yeah, you can see the rest of the lists on the website, and then we have Houston. We won't bother about BUDDYFIGHT, the BUDDYFIGHT Cup, but it doesn't matter because Nirvana Vista came first with Dragonite. So this deck I played at locals today, and it's pretty strong. So essentially it has like this grade 4, this guy, Azi Dhaka. So essentially it's a multi-attacker, it's a 5 attack deck. So it has an Azi Dhaka behind the Vanguard, which attacks twice, and then it has the Vanguard and then the 2 sides. But then essentially if Azi Dhaka dies, it equips it with this. So essentially it's a Bavsagra shield in a way. It gives 15k shield once per turn when your opponent attacks your Vanguard. Pretty annoying. So it makes the game go longer, and then essentially the flag itself sets you to be losing at 7 damage. So the longer the game goes, it's really annoying because you essentially get to the bottom of the deck and Azi Dhaka just like heals down, which is like super annoying. And then pretty much when it equips the sword, you're kind of in a pinch because like it gains power, gives your Vanguard power, which is 10k 1 crit, and then all of your units with Azi Dhaka gains +5, which is like super duper annoying. And then yeah, you essentially just want to get rid of any way of them equipping the grade 4. But yeah, I think these are the first Azi Dhaka and this one both need to be retired to be able to equip the sword. Yeah, so binding works, you know, Dragon Empire Ace unit works. Yeah, that's just kind of how it is, right? But yeah, very cool deck. Like, respect to Trenton. This guy made it happen. Came first with a collab deck that is absolutely phenomenal. I want to be like that guy. Yeah, he has the BUDDYFIGHT, you know, the real BUDDYFIGHT champion mat, which is a free trip to Worlds and a World invite. Very cool. Marjan playing Hot Luru. I don't think we need to check this one out too much. No Filias, just 4 Avarice, 1 Tiskar. Yeah, just good stuff. And then Mike McPaul playing Overlord came third. I'm guessing this is the one with the order. So, ooh, okay, this guy's cooking. So, playing Scarlet Flame and then playing Latifa to essentially build an early game board with Shenri. And then you obviously still have Halbei, and then you attack 4 attacks with Drag Resonance to essentially pump your front row each time your Vanguard restands. And then, you know, you still have Drag Vader, which is really cool. So yeah, very cool innovation, not gonna lie. I really like this list. Might pick it up if someone at Locals has Overlord. So yeah, rest of the stuff is there for you to see. Then jumping to Austria, so Europe, first place, Minerva, second place was Seraph, and third place, Reverse Ace, coming with Bavsagra. So Minerva, this one is quite interesting. I know John is a Genesis One Trick, or you know, he really loves the clan. I think he played Regalia to second place in 2024 Worlds or 2023 Worlds in Premium. This one is, yeah, pretty different because we obviously don't have the Nebula order, but playing 2 copies of the Freezing Magic Thoros. Soul Blessing 2 to essentially grab a card and putting the other one to the bottom of the deck, I think, and then shuffle. So I guess it's just another way to be able to recoup stuff. Playing one of the Ace units, and yeah, 4 restand heals. I like that. But yeah, not sure. I really like Minerva with the Nebula order because it gives more flexibility. So I'm not too sure how, you know, how good this deck is. But, you know, if you come first at a regional, get your free flight to Worlds, you know, I can't be complaining, right? Second place was Seraph. Seraph, it's crazy because you're versing Minerva, and Minerva is like your bad matchup. So unlucky, I guess. But Seraph making an impact before, was it Clearlight or whatever it's called? The new Seraph is coming through, which is very, very cool. I think it's got a lot of support already that makes it really strong. I guess it's just the ride line that is a little bit not great in comparison to the new one, right? Playing 2 Violets, easy PGs on big rear guards, and yeah, just good prison stuff, right? And then Victor coming third place with Bavsagra. Yeah, it's a pretty straightforward list, probably not a list that we'll see very soon. I'm actually pretty, I guess, invested to see how Bavsagra changes with all of these bans. But Victor, you know, bringing Breakak Shanti, I think that's a really, really good call. I think Breakak Shanti is awesome. Playing 2/2/1, 1 mace, and then, yeah, just straight 15 heals. Don't worry about the restand heals. You know, the deck is just really, really good, right? Solid performance. And kicking Alex Quan out too. That is, that's rude as hell. Like, you know, knocking a brother out like that, goddamn. All right, but yeah. And then Premium. Premium got really interesting. I really want to highlight this deck. This deck, Pete Harpreet. This guy cooked up. Glendios came first at Austria. Glendios is a deck that I played ages back, and I think I made the deck, I sold the deck about 6 times. And then I got to, when it came out in V, I played it again and I sold it again. So I made it like 7 times. But I really love Glendios. It is one of my favorite, actually it's probably my favorite Link Joker unit. Or at least the engine of it is really cool. It's a different way to play Link Joker, I guess, with like different reverse units. But Pete, man, he cooked. So you essentially run the World Line Dragon, just like old times. You play Redirects, which is anti-Fenrir. And then you also play this grade 2, which essentially calls a trigger that is not the over trigger from Drop to the Guardian Circle, which means that you can draw PGs. So for CB1, you PG anything on your opponent's board. You also redirect to anything on, well, any reverse unit on the board, and then you essentially get it back by Rune Magician, and then you can countercharge. You have a free countercharge engine in Presidium. and then you play one of the deleter to essentially Omega Lock your opponent, and then it forces them to go into Harmonics, making them drop down a turn. And then worst case scenario, right? If you get to the long game and your opponent's about to deck out, you just drop like, I think, yeah, this one. So Omega Loop, you just drop it, 5 reverse units, you mill your opponent 5 cards, and then that's it. Like your opponent just can't drive check or get to a point where it's not playable anymore. So yeah, mad list. This has got my stamp of approval. This is an insane list. I would actually love to play this list. Probably will need to test it because it's definitely a deck that I've loved for a very, very long time. And so, yeah, you know, he's innovated it and it's a very, very cool list. I'll probably play it, to be honest. And then we have Spike Brothers coming second as well. D-Boy coming second. Hellheart 8 loop. Yeah, Hellheart 8 needs to get hit. It's been out there for so long, and you know it's still a loop. And now you have access to 12 heals. It's like pretty broken. And then third place again, Narukami doing well. So you know maybe Narukami should be on the ban list. But yeah, again a different flavor of Narukami. So Vowing Saber in this case. Again 3 Sheriff. Any Narukami list that is stable should play Sheriff for anti loops, right? But yeah, the rest are there for you to see. Then we had BCS Vietnam. So this one only had standard and it was the top 2 that made it. So Kenzio coming first with Buff Saga, Lister Lord coming second with Night Rose, and then Mitzi coming third place with Heart LaRue. So Kenzio, you know, this guy's been playing Buff Saga for like ages. I think like a couple of weeks before this event, he ended up winning WGP Season 3, I think it was. But yeah, just stock standard Buff Saga stuff. Like I'm not going to even go through this list because this list won't matter. 4 restand heals. Yeah, but this list is cool. Gotta say, Lister Lord really cooked with his group. But yeah, essentially you get to a point where like you just go through, have a big hand, you ghost chase back anything that you need from the board, right? If you have a PG, you bounce it back. You need an OT, you bounce it back. And yeah, it's just a really, really, really tanky way to play Night Rose. And because you have Harvest Elf, you bring back Usurp Dragon, and then you essentially just get like free board, free plus. Like it's so good. Yeah, it's a very tanky, very delicate way to play Night Rose. And yeah, you know, you brought it second place, got a Worlds invite, call it a day. So yeah, congrats to these players. The rest of the lists are there as well. And then lastly, we have Surabaya. So Surabaya, first and second, both were Heart LaRue. And then third place was Buff Sagra. So Steven Muniz, this guy's absolute Chad. This guy's so good at the game. 2 Tiskar, 3 Avarice, and 2 heals. Very, very good. It's probably the best list on the market. Like, if you're playing Heart LaRue, just copy this list. It's just so good. I think second place was his friend, possibly. And I think they played the same list as well. Oh no, so they played Philia instead of Avarice. 2 Tiskar as well, and then 2 heals. And then third place was Ark, coming third place with Buff Sagra. And again, this list probably won't matter come tomorrow, but 3 Kakshanti, 1 Samadhi, 4 Trick Moon, 2 weapons, not 2 so yeah, 2 heals, which is good. Yeah, that's just all the good stuff for the first quarter of BCS. So yeah, that's pretty much all the results we have today. Everything is available on the official Vanguard website. So go to en.cf-vanguard.com, go to the tournament and events tab up here, and then essentially there's like a event report. I'll just show you guys. There's an event report button like right here for BCS 25-26. You press that and then it takes you straight to all of the lists. So yeah, if you guys like this video, pop a like, comment down below what you guys think of all of the results so far. I personally like the Azi Dhaka and the Glendios top. I think those were very, very cool. It actually got me out of my seats to actually test BUDDYFIGHT. So that's pretty cool. Needed to know what the deck did. So yeah, big shout out to those 2 players. If you guys like the video, comment, pop a like, comment down below, And yeah, if you haven't subscribed, press that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.